What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Today, we will have a small conversation about what you consider modern women. In today's age, in today's game, that's what we're dealing with. Who or what is a modern woman? That could be left to your own imagination. But I will say this, really what makes a modern woman, in my honest opinion, more different than a traditional woman is a traditional woman. One of the biggest things, a traditional woman is willing to not have a child out of wedlock. A traditional woman does not want to be known as a single mother. That's more or less a traditional woman. She's gonna make a man say, I'm marrying you, you will marry me. If we get divorced, it's fine. But you will not get me to give you a baby if you're not going to commit to me as a husband. That is a woman that I feel is a more traditional woman. Any woman that does not do that to me is not necessarily traditional, because you're willing to swing the bat by yourself as a single mom. This is what Deiondra Sanders is. Deiondra Sanders is a modern woman. I mean, if you look at her, she's definitely a product of the times. Tattoos, sandals, a lot of weaves. Nothing wrong with she's a good looking girl. And, obviously beautiful. I think she's a very attractive young lady. No doubt about that. She is exceptionally good looking for my taste. I'm gonna tell you like that. I like how she looks. She's a well-built sister. She's a slim thing, but again, a little bit too modern for like me. We see my taste. I couldn't afford her no way. But I like her. She's a beautiful lady. She couldn't get anybody to get married to, and I think that's because maybe, like I said, the competition out there. She might not bring as much to the relationship table as other ladies that the guy she wants. She's definitely not ugly by any means. That's not the case. But for a lady like her that really wants a prominent black man, she just probably is not willing to put in the work. And a lot of ladies like her, unfortunately, they get beat by a lot of the people in the community that are non-black women. That's what happens. So this is how she ends up with a guy like Jack Keys, a singer. Okay, a singer who is, in my opinion, some people say, well, you're gonna mess up the genetic pool. The guy is shorter than you. That's definitely true. But okay, she got the guy. She gets pregnant by the guy. Fine, right? Nothing wrong with the brother. He's a young brother doing his thing in Atlanta. Some people feel like she could do better. I'm not sure. I felt like if she can do better, she would not be with him. But okay, salute to you. She's pregnant. And they're talking about, what will the child's name be? Who should the child be called? Right? What is the name? And she makes it very clear as to what the child is going to be. And listen to this. What I said was, my last name will be going in our child's name because I am not married and I still use my last name. Q has worked very hard for his own legacy, and of course his son will have his last name also. So I don't know, his last name is Broadnicks. I don't know if it's going to be Sanders Broadnicks, Broadnick Sanders, something like that. Okay, so this is something that I want to talk about because they always talked about the gender reveal. Okay, if you wanted your child, if it was important for them to have the father's last name and you want to be married, well, why are you not living a lifestyle in which you could be married? And this is the problem with the modern ladies of today. And I'm going to just get to the nitty gritty of it. Modern women, in my honest opinion, want what they want and desire what they want. They're not willing to put in the actual work to be a woman that's going to be chosen by a man of means. That's how she ends up with a guy like this. Okay, not hating on the guy, but for those of you who feel like she could have done better and she didn't, well, I mean, you could just look at how she presents herself in some of the aspects, and you tell me by looking at her Instagram, even the way she's pregnant. Okay, nothing is necessarily wrong with that. But if you're a guy that's a rich man, do you want a woman that may wear something like that when she's pregnant? Now, again, most of her, outfits are classy. I'll give her that. But again, her attitude and approach for a man of means is she might be, again, too disrespectful, not easy along to get not easy to get along with, entitled. So guess what? For some guys, and like I said, she does dress kind of good, to be honest, most of the time. But for most guys, no. She's the chick that her dad's giving her everything. She's not going to be listening to the average dude when your dad is Deion Sanders and your dad's giving you everything you want in the world. What can you tell her? So for most guys, they're going to be like, okay, we're out. That's how you end up being 30 and maybe living a life of entitlement, and you're living a life based on your father's life. I really don't think that she has. And so the top guys don't want to deal with you. And she's very beautiful. She's very beautiful. And that's why you're saying, like, listen, guy, my child's going to have my last name, because a guy with means is not going to go for that. What? You're going to hyphenate your last name? No, you're going to get up out of here. That is my child. It will be named after me, period. Okay. And if you want a man to marry you so you don't have to hyphenate your last name, then you should do what is necessary for a man to seek you out on that behalf. And what a lot of ladies are doing now is they're like, look, the clock is ticking. I want a kid, and this is what I want to live off of. And it's interesting. You get these chicks who are extreme modern women and feminists, but you want to know who laid the foundation for their path? Their fathers. Every rich lady, and I know quite a few in this city I'm living in, they have their crowds too here in East Africa. A lot of these chicks who are, now ultra feminists out here, not as bad as in America, but in Africa, they're rich kids. They look at men differently. They want the same kind of respect. Okay, that's fine. Want to know who took care of them, who provided the way for them? Their fathers, okay? What they have is because of a man, all right? And it ain't because their mama worked all hard all their life and gave them what they have. A man gave it to them. Then they get on the hype of, well, I'm not gonna marry nobody that ain't doing this, but I'll have his baby. So what was the point of being rich? What was the point of having access to the things your father gave you so you can end up getting with a guy that you feel like won't marry you, or you can't be a wife to, or you would have a kid by? What sense does that make? And that is the problem, okay? Because once it doesn't work out, you'll be out there looking around like, yo, these dudes, I want to get a Russell Simmons kind of guy. And again, this is just what happens in this sort of situation where, it's hard to really explain to young ladies or the mistakes that they're making. And because they feel like, well, I'm so young, I'm still beautiful, I can overcome it. And really, it's hard to overcome because the guys that they really want to deal with have so many opportunities. Let me just give you an example. Blueface. Blueface did something that was very remarkable, right? Blueface flew a chick out to see him. Didn't even meet her, okay? So imagine you fly a chick out. You have so many opportunities. You don't even meet the girl because you don't have any opportunity. You're doing so much. You have so many ladies you can deal with. You don't even care about screwing her. You don't even care about anything like that. Like, this is the kind of guys that she wants to be like, let me choose you, be faithful to me. What? Okay, so I'm Deion Sanders' daughter. What does that mean? Like, okay, that's great. It'll get you in the door, but it won't keep you. What can you do that benefits me as a man? And you find out that a lot of these ladies, they have a hard time fitting the bill with that. This is why they end up with guys like this. And it happens also very often. So now they want to be like, well, if you ain't marrying me, I want my child. Is that some position of power or authority? Because it's only proving the point that you couldn't get a guy that was worth something. The fact that you couldn't get a guy like your dad, it speaks about volumes about you. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, L. Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Producer for all you do, subscribe the bell. We're out.